Hello, Nick Jones here and welcome along to a HIIT session at the Lakeside Fitness Studio. Before you get started, please read the disclaimer in the description box below. And as always, if you are enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel, it really helps me. Like, comment, share, whatever. Apart from that, let's get to it. So we're just going to start the warm-up with some swinging of the arms side to side. Some active stretches to start with. Then we're going to slowly lift the heart rate as the warm-up goes on. Now forwards and backwards with the arms, so arms nice and straight. And just kind of like marching arms. Now a warm-up for the rotator cuff, arms out straight to your side, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down. Just switch them over. Then we're going to warm up the tricep, marching arms, but touch the back of your neck each time. This makes you bend your elbow and warm up the tricep and bicep. Next up, just some torso twists. So just twisting your shoulders and upper body in relation to your hips. This is warming up the back. Okay, now little jog, then knee up towards the chest, and then just hold it for a second, and then switch the sides. Little jog, hold the knee. Little jog, hold the other knee. Again, we're just slowly going to lift the heart rate now. Okay, so now up. So open the gate. So knee up towards your chest, then circle round, then hit a little squat, then do the other leg. Just warming up the hips and slowly starting to get that heart rate up.
10 seconds.
In a sec, we're going to switch directions. So we're going to go around the gate now. So start out wide and then bring it to the center of your body and then hit the squat in between each leg. Active stretches just gets every body part moving. Now next up, we're going to do some walkout. So from toes, then walk down onto the floor, kind of out into press up position, walk back in, then hands up towards the ceiling or sky in my case. Right, now reverse lunge with a little twist. Okay, so just a gentle reverse lunge, don't have to go too deep.
Halfway there.
And then if your left leg's forward, left twist. If your right leg's forward, right twist. Just this and some jumping jacks to go. And then we're going to be nice and warm, ready to go.
10 seconds.
So just a few jumping jacks, 10 seconds. And that's it, finish there. Now let's get ready to start the HIIT workout. So our first move is going to be our jumping push-up. So you can either jump everything into the air, arms as well as feet into the air, or you can do a jumping press-up. So let's go. We can do a jumping press up with just a clap with your hands, but keep your feet on the floor. Or you can go from knees and just jump with your hands, clap in the middle. Or if those are too hard, stay on your knees, press up down, press up, and then one hand touch one shoulder, back down into the press up, press back up, other hand touch the other shoulder. So those are your options on this first move. I'm going to keep going with the hardest version though. Then just try and get as many reps in the time as you can. With these HIIT workouts though, I almost try to make them a little bit too hard, so there's always that room for improvement. So just push yourself as hard as you can go in the 45 seconds. Rest there. Next move up, we are going to do our sea turtle. So you're going to go all the way down on your front, arms and legs nice and straight, in front and behind you. Then you're going to pull your arms up into the air, palms facing down towards the floor. Then you're going to pull your hands with straight arms round towards your bum. But as you get round towards your bum, you want to twist your arms so your palms are then facing up to the sky or ceiling. So, most important, palms facing the floor at the top of the move, palms facing the sky or ceiling when your hands are by your bum. Keeping your arms straight the whole time. This is really good for your rotator cuff muscle and your back muscles. Really good for strengthening them up. Also try and keep your arms in the air the whole time.
10 seconds.
But if you need pauses, that's fine too. Just do as good as you can in the time. 2, 1, rest there. Next up, we are going to do our squat jump with a 180-degree jump. So you're going to bend deep into the squat, chest up nice and tall, bum goes backwards and down. Jump up and twist mid-air, 180 degrees, over your left shoulder, straight back down into the next squat, jump, and then twist over your right shoulder. Again though, like any of the moves in this session, to make it harder, do the jump portion as ferociously and as intensely as possible. If not, if you're struggling, slow it right down. Or do what I'm doing now is the easiest option, where you do your squat and then just step through to face the other way, squat, step through to face the other way, squat. If you want to make this move as hard as possible, make sure you go nice and deep into that squat. You kind of want to get your hips and knees nice and parallel to really activate those legs. Now, we are finishing there and we're going over to the wall sit. So you can either do a wall sit normally, both legs on the floor, 90-degree angle at the legs, and you want your feet directly underneath your knees. Or you can do the option I'm going to do, which I'm going to do one-legged wall sit for half the round, and then switch legs for the other half of the round.
Let's go.
If you look at me doing it, I actually would recommend myself to go a smidge lower and have that foot a little bit more underneath the knee, which I do when I switch legs. However, I hadn't actually sat up against the cabin and didn't actually know whether it was going to work or not because of the concrete base. So, right, here we go. I switch over now, and that's a much better position there. 90-degree angle at the leg, foot is directly underneath the knee, and then just sat up against the wall, holding it in one spot. If not, just do both legs on the floor. 3, 2, 1, rest there. Next up, we're going to go for some plank jacks. So you're going to be in the plank position, forearms on the floor and toes, but then you're going to be jumping your feet in and out. Okay, so both feet out, both feet in, both feet out, both feet in. Okay, let's go when you're ready. And that's again, to make it harder, jump out wider each time and go faster. If not, to make it easier, just kind of step it out. So just step one leg out, one leg out, one leg in, one leg in. So any of these moves you see today, to make them easier, take the jumping element out of it. To make them harder, do the jumping element more ferociously. But the more you put in, the more you get out. But just do as much as you can do.
10 seconds. Rest.
Okay, rest there. So next up, you're going to do your walkout rotation. So our walkout is where you stand up nice and tall and then you walk your hands down into press up position, trying to keep your legs nice and straight. Then you're going to take one hand up towards the sky or ceiling, put it back down on the floor, take the other hand up towards the sky or ceiling, rotate as far round as you can, both hands back on the floor, walk back in, stand back up, then come back down, walk back out towards press up position, then take it in turns and do one hand up towards the sky or ceiling at a time. Good rotation through the body. It's just going to work the muscles on the back of the body, open up the shoulder, open up the chest, and make sure we're working the back of the body as much as the front for that balance.
10 seconds. Rest.
Okay, rest there. Next up, what we're going to do is jump lunges. So you're going to hit the bottom of a lunge. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Go as deep as you can down into the lunge. The back knee should be scraping the floor and the front knee should not go over the tongue of your trainers. Then you're going to jump up as high as you can, switch the legs over. Again, if that is too hard, take the jump element out of it and just do alternating reverse lunges without the jump like I'm demonstrating there. But if not, if you want to make it as hard as possible, keep going with the jump lunges. These are really difficult, these. To make them harder, jump higher and go deeper into the lunge. To make them easier, don't jump as much as you can, slow it down a bit, or just step them out.
10 seconds.
Okay, so our next move is going to be our burpee side jump. So you're going to burpee down, chest touches the floor. Then you're going to jump back up onto your feet. I jump the width of my mat and then burpee back down the other side. That side jump makes all the difference on the burpee. If that is just too hard, either just slow the move down, break it up into kind of two very separate moves, the burpee and the jump, or just do the normal burpees. However, this is your final round of cardio. So with whatever option you're doing, just try and light yourself on fire. Try and get as many reps in the time as you can and just spike that heart rate, spike the metabolism so you're burning calories long after you finish the session. If you want, try and take me on in terms of number of reps. I get about 16 reps, I think, but with a big jump and the chest touching the floor. Just go, 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 and finish there. Time for some abs. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your side plank. You're going to have your left arm, elbow on the floor, and then feet on the floor, and then lift your hips up into the air. The key is with this one is to push as much through your hand as your elbow. This will take pressure off your shoulder. If that is too much pressure still on the shoulder, drop to knees like I just did a second ago, and just do it from knees, elbow, and hand. But either way, I want you focusing on your abs and trying to squeeze your abs, okay? So with the cardio rounds, it's kind of about surviving them. Whereas now we're trying to work our abs as hard as we possibly can. So we want to be thinking about the abs and trying to make it harder on the abs.
10 seconds.
If you're still feeling too much pressure in the shoulder, you can put the other hand down on the floor as well. Or skip the move altogether and do an ab move you know you can do. Rest there, or I did hold it a little bit longer into the rest as I was just trying to get a little bit of extra work. But what we're going to do next is we're just going to swap over and do the other side. So here we go, just flip over. And again, if you can, go from feet, elbow and hand. If not, go from knees, elbow and hand like I'm doing now. But the key is push as much through your hand as your elbow. This will activate the tricep and take some pressure off the shoulder. If there's still too much pressure in the shoulder, put the other hand down, or like I said, avoid this move. If there's something not right in your shoulder, do a move that you know works for you. But apart from that, hold the plank, hold the hips in the air nice and high, and actively try and squeeze those oblique muscles. Again, you want to try and actively make this as hard as possible on your abs.
Rest.
Okay, rest there. So next up, we're going to go for our sit-up and twist. It's just like a bog standard sit-up, so slight bend in your legs, feet on the floor. And then you're going to sit all the way up and then twist opposite elbow towards opposite knee.
Let's go.
So I did get started ahead of the timer just because I fancied a bit more work on the abs. If this is hurting your lower back at all, leave your lower back on the floor and just do a kind of crunch with a twist instead, where you only lift your shoulder blades on and off the floor like that. Again, this workout is only as hard as you make it, and again, I like to try and make the workouts almost a little bit too hard, so there's always that room for improvement. Whereas if you take someone else's workout and you just find it quite easy, chances are it's not doing you the most amount of good. You've got to push yourself if you want those extra results. Okay, so next up we're going to do the dead bug. So you can be on your back, you're going to crunch yourself up into a little ball, then slowly straighten your arms and legs as far as you feel comfortable, and then bring everything back in. And then when you get to that ball position, kind of lift the shoulder blades up off the ground, really get a big crunch at the top to really squeeze those abs. If you feel it at all in your lower back, don't stretch your legs out quite as far, okay? The further you stretch your legs out, the more likely you're going to feel it in your back if your core's not strong enough to hold you, or if you just have any existing lower back pain before going into this. Another safer option is instead of extending both legs out at the same time like I am, you could leave one knee in at all times and only extend one leg out at a time if you wanted to make it extra safe. But apart from that, whatever option you're doing, just do it as good as you can for the time. Rest there. So what we're going to do, we are going to repeat those last two moves. So we're going to do the sit-up with the twist and then the dead bug, and we're done. Okay, so we're on to the sit-up and twist. So legs, slight bend, feet on the floor. Sit up, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Remember, if you feel this in your back at all, don't lift your lower back off the floor and just do a bit of a little crunch where your lower back stays on the floor and you're just lifting your shoulder blades on and off the floor. And you can still throw in a little twist if you want, where you sort of move the opposite elbow towards opposite knee. But obviously doing the crunch, you're not going to be able to touch that knee. But apart from that, whatever option you're doing, just work yourself as hard as you can for the remainder of the time. There's only a minute and a half or so to go.
10 seconds.
Well, 1 round and 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, rest there. So back to the dead bug for the last time. So you're going to curl yourself up, crunch yourself up into a little ball, arms and legs nice and tight in, then slowly straighten your arms and legs out as far as you feel comfortable before it starts to hurt the back. And then bring everything back in, crunch up into a little ball and lift the shoulder blades at the top position. That's the key thing, is getting that shoulder blades up at the top position to get the crunch in the abs. That's how you squeeze those abs the best. But apart from that, remember your options. Don't extend the legs out quite as far if you're feeling it in your back. Or only extend one leg out at a time to keep that back nice and planted on the floor. But apart from that, this is your final move before we stretch. And your 20-minute HIIT workout will be done.
10 seconds.
About 10 seconds to go. So don't stop, don't stop. Squeeze those abs hard as you can, hard as you can. Go, 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 go.
Rest.
Rest there. Stretch time. So pull your arms and legs nice and long and thin like a pencil. Try and bring your feet together, hands together. And then just suck in the tummy as hard as you can. Try and make yourself as long as possible. Feel a nice stretch through the abs. Okay, bring one knee in, relax. Then you're going to sit all the way up onto your bum, cross your legs as if you're back in school. Chest up nice and tall, walk your hands out slowly and then try and drop your elbows down towards the floor. Nice big stretch around the SI joint where your spine meets your pelvis. I like this stretch, it's a good one. So we're stretching our hips and our lower back at the same time with this stretch. If your knees are super high and you're struggling to touch the floor, it might be a stretch for you to work on. It means your hips are very tight and the likely cause of any back pain you're getting. Okay, next up we're going to do both hamstrings at the same time. So put both legs out nice and straight at kind of 45-degree angle. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep your chest up nice and tall and just lean forward. You should feel a nice stretch up the back of the legs. Try and pull your toes towards you to get a stretch down into the calves too. And just sink forward. Just feel that stretch. Now, apart from that, onto your side, quad stretch, heel to bum. Try and push your hip nice and far forward. You want to look down at your knee and see that your hip and knee are in a nice straight line. And try and get that heel as near to the bum as you can. Roll over onto the other side, other quad stretch, heel right up to the bum. And then again, push that hip forward, pull that knee back, try and get your knee and hip in a nice straight line to get the most out of the stretch. If you do fancy a bit more of a stretch, I do have some other playlists on this channel, more focused on pure stretching, different length routines. And yeah, so if you fancy that bit more of a stretch, check out that bit of the channel. So next up, we're going to go for child's pose. So we're going to go for feet together, knees apart, hands up nice and high, arms nice and straight. Sink back towards your heels with your hips, and then push your head down between the gap in your arms. And just sink into this. It's going to open up the chest, stretch the lats, Stretch the shoulders. It's going to just open up that chest. Keep our posture nice and upright. Then just sink back, sit up, hands to the base of your spine. Lift your chest. Try and pull your elbows down and towards each other. Stretch that chest. Just have a good stretch to undo all those press ups. If you did like this video today, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, it helps really support me. Comment below, ask any questions you'd like to. And apart from that, hope you enjoyed the episode and hopefully see you in the next one.